In the vast expanse of the Indo-Pacific, a complex drama is unfolding, one that could redefine the global order. At its heart lies the island of Taiwan, a focal point of intense geopolitical maneuvering between the world's superpowers. Today, we delve into the intricate web of alliances, strategies, and the ever-present shadow of conflict, focusing on Australia's crucial role in this high-stakes scenario. What happens here doesn't just stay here. It sends ripples across the globe, affecting economies, security, and the very principles of international law. As tensions simmer, understanding the dynamics at play is more important than ever. The situation across the Taiwan Strait is one of the most closely watched geopolitical flashpoints in the world. For decades, a delicate balance has been maintained, but recent years have seen a significant shift. Beijing has become increasingly assertive in its claims over Taiwan, viewing the island as a renegade province that must be reunified with the mainland by force if necessary. This has been met with a firm response from Taipei, which insists on its sovereignty and democratic way of life. We've witnessed an escalation in military activities around the island. Chinese warplanes now frequently enter Taiwan's air defense identification zone, a clear signal of intent and a tactic to wear down Taiwan's defenses. Naval exercises in the strait have become larger and more complex, simulating potential invasion scenarios. This isn't just posturing. It's a sustained campaign of pressure designed to intimidate and isolate Taiwan on the international stage. Diplomatically, Beijing has also worked to strip Taiwan of its remaining official allies, leaving the island in a precarious position. The rhetoric has hardened, with official statements from Beijing leaving little room for ambiguity about its ultimate goal. This has created an atmosphere of persistent tension, a constant state of alert where any miscalculation could have devastating consequences. For Australia, a key player in the Indo-Pacific, this evolving situation is of paramount concern. Historically, Australia has navigated its relationship with China and its alliance with the United States with careful diplomacy, a strategy often referred to as a balancing act. China is Australia's largest trading partner, a relationship that has fueled economic growth for decades. However, Australia is also a treaty ally of the United States, a cornerstone of its national security policy for over 70 years. This alliance, particularly through the ANZUS Treaty, commits both nations to mutual defense. The rising tensions over Taiwan have forced Australia into a difficult position, stretching this balancing act to its limits. A conflict in the Taiwan Strait would be catastrophic for regional stability and global trade, directly impacting Australia's economic and security interests. The sea lanes, through which a significant portion of Australia's trade flows, would be disrupted. More fundamentally, a forceful change to the status quo in Taiwan would challenge the rules-based international order that middle powers like Australia depend upon for their security and prosperity. This isn't a distant problem. It's a direct threat to the very foundations of the region's peace and Australia's place within it. In response to this increasingly tense environment, Australia has begun to quietly but decisively shift its strategic posture. This isn't about seeking conflict, but about preparing for a future that is far less certain. The most significant development has been the AUKUS Security Pact, a landmark agreement between Australia, the United Kingdom, and the United States. The centerpiece of this pact is the plan to provide Australia with nuclear-powered submarines. This represents a monumental leap in military capability, giving the Royal Australian Navy the ability to operate more stealthily and at greater distances for longer periods. It's a clear signal that Australia is investing in high-end deterrent capabilities to protect its interests in a more contested region. Beyond AUKUS, Australia has been ramping up its defense spending across the board. The government has committed to acquiring long-range strike missiles, upgrading air and naval bases in the country's north, and expanding the size of its defense force. This is the most significant overhaul of Australia's defense strategy in decades. Diplomatically, Canberra has been working to strengthen its network of alliances and partnerships. Relationships with countries like Japan, India, and South Korea have been elevated. Australia is also deepening its engagement with Southeast Asian nations through ASEAN, recognizing that collective security is the best defense against aggression. These actions aren't taking place in a vacuum. They are a deliberate and calculated response to a changing strategic reality, designed to send a message of resolve and preparedness. The implications of this geopolitical chess match are profound and far-reaching. A conflict over Taiwan would be a global event, not just a regional one. The economic fallout would be immediate and severe. Global supply chains, already fragile, would shatter. The world economy, heavily reliant on the advanced semiconductors produced in Taiwan, would grind to a halt, triggering a recession far deeper than anything we've seen in recent memory. The human cost, of course, would be immeasurable. For the Indo-Pacific region, the consequences would be transformative. It would force every nation to choose a side, shattering the delicate neutrality that many have tried to maintain. Long-standing alliances would be tested, and new ones might be forged in the crucible of conflict. The principle of a free and open Indo-Pacific, a cornerstone of the foreign policy of Australia, the US, Japan, and India, would be under direct assault. The very idea of resolving disputes peacefully and according to international law would be at stake. Australia's stance in this crisis is one of principled deterrence. It does not want war. No one does. The Australian government has repeatedly called for de-escalation, dialogue, and a peaceful resolution of differences. Its public position aligns with the long-standing one China policy of most Western nations, which acknowledges Beijing's claim, but does not endorse the use of force to achieve it. However, through its military modernization and diplomatic initiatives, Australia is also making it clear that it will stand with its allies to uphold the international rules-based order. It is preparing for the worst while hoping for the best. This is not a choice for confrontation, but recognition that in today's world, strength and preparedness are the most reliable guarantors of peace. The goal is to deter aggression by demonstrating that the cost of conflict would be unacceptably high for all involved. As we look to the future, the path forward is fraught with uncertainty. The strategic competition between the United States and China will continue to define the 21st century, and the Taiwan Strait will remain its most dangerous flashpoint. For Australia, the challenge is to navigate this complex environment without sacrificing its values or its interests. It requires a sophisticated blend of diplomacy, economic statecraft, and credible military deterrence. The decisions made in Canberra, Washington, and Beijing in the coming months and years will shape the destiny of millions. The hope is that wisdom and restraint will prevail. Communication channels must remain open to prevent miscalculation. All parties must understand the catastrophic consequences of conflict and work tirelessly to find off-ramps from the current trajectory of escalation. Australia, as a committed middle power, has a vital role to play in advocating for stability and a peaceful resolution. Its actions, from acquiring new submarines to strengthening diplomatic ties, are all part of a broader strategy to preserve the peace and security of a region it calls home. The world is watching, and the stakes could not be higher. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into one of the most critical issues of our time. To stay informed on global affairs and security, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. We appreciate your support. See you next time.